Hello, good afternoon, good morning. Here is Małgorzata Gryz from my Warsaw studio of the Strong Women in IT. And I have a great honor to welcome each and every of you coming from different regions to our webinar. We are opening again in September and will continue by the end of this year on the partnership strategies to scale your mission. However, before we enter the topic, I wish to make one important comment on behalf of the Strong Women in IT. Many of you know that south of Poland and many other countries, our neighbors, are suffering from the unheard of scale floods. On Monday this week, we have already donated, and we will continue as the Strong Women in IT, our families. Many of our Strong Women in IT, our friends and partners, are doing the same. And we decided that one of the important things which we want to stress through me is that in such a devastating moment of life, we need to stay united, help the ones in need, and this is how we can offer our hearts to help the ones in a very, very difficult moment of life. With no further delay, I want to welcome the three remarkable leaders, the speakers and the guests who will join me today to share their extensive knowledge, experience, and leadership practice connected with building, sustaining, and developing the partnership strategy for growth and giving people a sense of purpose. Leciejewska, my first guest, the channel director of HP Enterprise in Poland. Welcome, Ulu, the member of the leadership team. Mateusz Majewski, the area vice president of UiPath Southeast Europe. Welcome, Mateusz.
Good afternoon.
And Paweł Jakubik, the sales leader of EY in Poland within the consulting business. I cannot be happier than having you all with me today. We've known each other for many years. You are also really key players for the Strong Women in IT in terms of being with us, being engaged, sharing your knowledge, being vocal, and building together a better and more inclusive world. Today, one of the topics which is super close to me and also us within the Strong Women in IT, which is the partnership strategies. So dear leaders, after so many years of being on stage within this context, what's your view on really helping, on having and managing the real partner strategy? However, before we go to that one, I wish to start with Leciejewska and say huge congratulations, Ulu, on the two rewards which reached you on behalf of HP Enterprise last week from IT Reseller on your partnership strategy as the programs and the special projects connected with these. Congratulations, big applause, I'm sure, from all of us present and beyond.
Thank you so much. It's an award for not only for me, it's of course an award for all our team and all HPE staff. We did amazing job during a few quarters. So congratulations to all my friends from my
Wonderful team. Ula, so what does it really mean for you to have the strong working partnership strategy? What is a partnership strategy for you?
Małgosia, this is a question I believe, and the strategy we could define on the different ways. We are on this market for more than 20 years, and let's call it experience, not age. Let's call it experience. And I believe for the different companies, we had a different definition of the strategies. So if you would ask me about the strategy, I would say from the really high level from the helicopter view, that this is some kind, for me, the strategy is some kind of the roadmap that guides the development of meaningful long-term collaborations with partners or other businesses, as you wish, to achieve common and shared goals. So it's not just about forming connections, if you know what I mean. It's mostly about deliberately crafting relationships that are strategic, that are that are mutually beneficial, and what is most important, sustainable over the time. We've got them for the last 20 years. And saying that, I mean that the well-executed strategy allows both sides to amplify their strengths, mitigate weaknesses, and create new value that neither could achieve alone.
So, roadmap, sustainability, sharing as creating together the value that you would never create being alone.
Absolutely.
That's
And
what's coming
mutually
from,
beneficial, right? So because we have to benefit from
yeah,
that, both parties, even
yeah,
third.
mutually beneficial. Thank
Yes.
you, Ula. Mati, what's your view here? Mateusz, what's on your mind? What does it really mean to have the strategy in place, the partnership strategy in place?
I think it's a fantastic definition that was just explained by Ula, and I will tap into that synergy context. I think it's very critical. But before that, when I look at the market, I see us as a global village. There is no anymore a place for a one dominant player that can solve the world's problems. Whatever on the citizen side or the business side. So I think the partnership itself, it's something bigger than just in the, let me say, us in the technology side, but globally we need to have partnerships to solve certain problems, and then if we go from that macro level to our world, to the technology world, that's pretty much resonates for me the same. We need partnerships to be able to solve customer issues, problems, challenges, and opportunities, but as well, to inspire ourselves, to discover new, to go for the new lands that we haven't seen. It's very interesting what we observe right now on the market with the AI. I think the topic is so new and so big that there is no one company who can actually really solve this, and has so many different colors. So I think that collaboration as a general, it's something that resonates to me personally, but as well in UiPath we do have partners and partnership strategies that are strengthening the way how customers are using our technology for their outcomes. So at the end of the day, synergy, inspiration, and that common joint value. And I would actually look at this from those perspective of the one who actually consumes something, any good service, product, and the ones that creates it. And this ecosystem creates a value. And for me, as UiPath vendor producer of a software, the partners are here to help us to build something that is bigger than we could have imagined somewhere in our offices. So I think it's all about the synergy. It's all about us creating extra value jointly. Yes, absolutely.
Synergy, creating extra value together, collaboration and inspiration. This is what is coming from Mateusz and the UiPath side, right? Now we smoothly go to Paweł, who's been on the partnership strategies since I remember in terms of the business life. So Paweł, how do you define having a real working partnership strategy? What does it really mean for you or to you?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Małgosia, for invitation. Thank you, Ula, Mateusz, for this opening with your definition on the partnership strategy. In my opinion, having my almost 30 years of professional experience, I want to say that we did kind of journey how we understand the partnership strategy as a market, not only Polish market, but more overall market. That means that in the past, when I go deeper 20, 25 years ago, partnership and partners for me was closer to the distributor definition than partner. So somebody was responsible to distribute product who was produced by other. So vendor produced some products or service, and this distributor strategy was more simple and was very tactical. Yeah. So KPIs, goals.
Yeah.
This is what Ula mentioned, the understanding of the joint goals. And during this journey, in my opinion, the market expectation was so evolving and growing versus vendors and partners that we had to move to this partnership. So there is no more simple distributors, in my opinion, on the big B2B business, because what this three company, HP, UiPath, and EY, presenting, it's a large B2B business. And for me, this partnership now, it's a combination of the hard expectations based on KPIs, targets, products, roadmaps, so on, and the human touch on the partnership. So the set of soft skills, what is required now from the partners. So producers are expecting from partners, and partners are expecting from vendors that it will be not only this set of hard KPIs. And this is something what I discovered, I think, maybe 5-8 years ago, that we add this, having this very fast development of software business and modern technology business, how we develop, that it was needed, because without this, it will be not real partnership. And last sentence from me in this first question, I am also defining a special additional wording on this, partnership and alliances. So alliances, for me, is also very important. And it's not very long time that we are using these alliances. I think that decade we are using alliances. What is behind? But deeper, I will elaborate for sure with the next part of my.
Paweł, then thanks a lot for what you share, and you bring, I think, a super important context, that the more mature we are, the more demanding market is, the more the context of just the KPIs, is really going into much deeper context of collaboration. So you are building on what both Ula and Mateusz stressed, and you say there is this context of a deeper partnership and collaboration than just the basic KPIs. Paweł stresses this context of the journey. And if I look into what was there when I was leading one of the partner strategies of the big tech, this is so true, that we were evolving huge way from more type of the KPI driven discussions into the solving of issues context. Mateusz mentioned like a few minutes before that this is solving customers' issues together. Ula mentioned that solving these issues or challenges, touching the challenges together is just much easier and better than just through one company alone. So each and every of you is building on the other one. At the end of the day, you are really enhancing this context of long-term, building trust, collaboration, additionally to, of course, achieving some KPIs together.
True.
Here, the next thought or question, which is naturally coming from me, is as some of our audiences, our communities, the members are just at the starting point of building their partnership strategy. They've got something, but they really wonder. There were many discussions where we've been debating with them. And the question which was often coming was, what would really be the number one step if you want to start properly? Ula, with your more than 20 years of experience being with partners every day, being a very strong advocate of the partnership strategies at the market, what would be your number one step and advice to the ones who really want to start and build and, stealing from Jim Collins, build to last? What would be this first one?
I would say that from my perspective, the first practical step for me, for the company to start building its partnership strategy is to define clear business objectives. So you have to identify why you want to engage in this partnership and what you want to achieve. I mean, key aspects to address this step are, for example, establish your business goals, right? So you have to determine specific goals, such as, for example, increase the market share or enhancing the product offerings or accessing the new customer segments. It can be anything, but you have to define those business goals. Once you're gonna do it, you have to target your market. So try to see who is your market. You have to define it. You have to know where you're gonna go. And next, as a next step, you have to define your partners. So right now, Paweł knows that we've got technology providers, resellers, service integrators. We've got partners like the consulting companies, right? So we have to very carefully and in details define those partners. And next, having business goals, target market, partners, we can define what is the most important in this strategy. This is value proposition. So we have to
Sorry, I want to dig into the value proposition. Is this the value proposition for your joint customers with your partners as number one, or this is rather the value proposition which you, as the big tech player, is going to produce for your partners to get engaged, or both?
I would say it's a value proposition for three sides, for three parties. So first, we have to develop a compelling value proposition for potential partners. So we have to identify what we bring to the table and what's going to be our benefits. But this value proposition has to be also very important for our customers. So this is the moment when the third party is coming. I mean, the customer is being part of our partnership in terms of the value proposition. So that's the most important part of the partnership strategy. What is your value proposition? How partner can benefit from this partnership? How I can benefit? But the most important, what we can bring into the customer, right? Having all this stuff, we can start approach the market, but this is your already execution of the strategy, right?
So basically you have to be sure what's in it for me as the partner to get into your boat, right?
Absolutely. And of course you have also to be beneficial, right? So it's about the all discussion about the profitability of the partner.
It's the win-win for both sides, but the magic question is, show me the money, and show me the benefit for my company. Paweł, how would you comment or answer this question? What's really the ground zero, let's say, point that you would like to start with or advise the people to start with?
I like this what Ula said on this understanding of the business objectives. I follow this, and I really I am behind this also. And I think that I want to give Małgosia one example on because I think that our audience is mixed from the big organization people, from the mid-size, and also from some maybe early startups.
True.
Audience. And we need some, sense of purpose of our talk now, what we have delivered to them as this first step. In my opinion, I have one example how big B2B built something in our region on the model B2B2C. And I want to mention now, very well known to all of you, BLIK concept. BLIK is a payment system, generically from Polish market, launched by first six Polish banks on a very competitive environment. They agreed, under strong leadership from PKO BP CEO then, Zbigniew Jagiełło, who based on the business objectives, what they can lose versus launching Apple Pay and Google Pay, so big tech global system payments, how Polish market can protect some margin, some revenue streams versus the, to be grabbed by, maybe not right word to use, to be grabbed, but to be taken by giants from worldwide technology. And they built alliance of six banks on the joint understanding, even to be a super strong competitors on the daily basics. And I think that it was when I talking with CEO of other banks, why they joined, they said maybe 40-50% was the business objectives, but the rest was Zbigniew leadership, how he convinced us, how he present the sense of
the business case
to have the Polish system, which by the way is now expanding, to other European countries. They prepared now in euro currency the version of the BLIK European Union, and they are now, approaching several countries. They are now on Romania, in Czech. They are looking and starting on Western Europe. And this is for me ideal example B2B2C, because the biggest beneficiaries of this being individual customers,
sure,
who are able to use local technology, very secure, with data here and with everything covered by Polish organization. In my opinion, it's maybe not super relevant to our big software companies global, but local initiative who started promote Poland and alliance from Poland between the different competitors. And now we have nine banks, not only six. So 80% of the market is covered by BLIK.
So thanks so much, Paweł. And I think being practical and pragmatic is such a great value out of any discussion. So you built on Ula's statement on having the sense of purpose. Yeah, why are we doing this? And what would be the benefit for the stakeholders, different ones, whether the B2B or B2C in this context? And show me one person out of four of us who doesn't love BLIK. By the way, I have to be very vocal. BLIK is not paying us for giving this case. Yeah. This is coming with out of box, but this is something which is also making us being proud as the owners of the local initiatives, which were born thanks to the potential competitors or real competitors at the market, who combined their forces, agreed on the common purpose, and with the super strong leader, and decided to go together to win. That's, I think, such a powerful message. So for our audiences, indeed, you were, Paweł, right, they are coming from different segments of the market, if I could say so. But the thing is, look into your competitors as partners in many occasions if you start. And I think it's so smart. Then, taking from Ula, have your sense of purpose, and of course the leader who is able to convince and have the power of influence on the market for winning together. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy, the ones who listen to us. It's quite a crowd with us today. I hope they enjoy as much as I do, listening to you and talking to you. Mateusz, if you look into your journey, also going through a number of big tech, why do you need the partners to operate and be present in your own business train?
It's a great question. Can I just reverse a bit to what Paweł said, I think a few minutes back, about the soft skills, this competences element? Because I want to bring, we are talking, of course, about the partnership and collaboration, but there is more and more a definition on the market because of how the market is evolving of co-opetition. There is no like one dominant player on a certain niche, whatever you produce something or do a service. So more and more you need to collaborate, knowing where are the limits of your offer, and actually engaging sometimes, as Małgosia said, sometimes with your partners, sometimes with your competitor on the market to be able to serve a certain market. So I think this is very interesting, what kind of skill set you need to build to be able to actually win the market. And this competition is getting bigger and bigger, where the soft skills, the way how you articulate, the way how you collaborate, the way how you keep the commitments.
Mati, sorry, I have to stop you for a while. We have the comments, which means that discussion is really very lively. And our audience is, thank you, Asiu, Asia Sampławska with us. Is really bringing a lot of emotions to the context of competitors, looking at your competitors as your partners. So guys, we are adding value. Thank you, audiences, for being with us, being active and being vocal. Mati, go on.
So I think this element of competition is getting more and more exposed. Soft skills, not just the offering, not just the value proposition to a market, but the way how you actually build the alliances, partnerships, collaborations, and who actually drive this. So I think this is very interesting, and I think Ula is a great example of that. Being in the leadership team and partner representative in the leadership team means a lot, because it means that this is absolutely pure strategy for your company. So you take it seriously, and I think it's a great commitment to a market as well. And I think to oblique point a bit, if the problem or business challenge is big enough, regardless if you are working with the partners or competitors, you will solve this business problem for the beneficiary of the end customer, whoever that end customer is. So I think it's a great example of that. And to my small world of UiPath, I think you asked this, why we need partners. I think I have another great example of why partners are adding value, whatever is the component of what you are offering to a market. So we have a fantastic partner from Krakow that was looking at our technology and looking at the challenge on the market, which at the certain point of time was this newly released and announced the e-invoice system by the Ministry of Finance, that everybody tried to find the way, how are I going to actually import this huge volume of data there. Nothing was really unified. Some of the providers of the billing ERP systems were providing some connectors, the other not. And we as a global tech company, we are not getting that deep into a certain market regulations. And that is a great example. This partner built two-level service published on our marketplace, available for any organization in Poland to be able to comply with this new regulatory expectations and the way how they will be providing the invoices to the Ministry of Finance. We would never even thought about to build something for the local purpose of that niche, yeah. But it appears that we can replicate this after this success to a different markets who are actually following the same pattern of e-invoicing. This is just all about creating an extra value, incremental value to just the hard KPIs, market share, revenue, distribution model, margin per deal, whatever we're going to put into a hard KPI. So purely extra value that you can build on and scale your business. This partner is scaling their own business. Customers are happy because they actually, have this big issue or this big challenge being solved. So that's one of the examples why we need a partner strategy. We need it for those reasons as here, but not only. I think in our case, we are actually developing a technology with a huge impact of the community. Because we had a tendency of thinking about the service partner, reselling partner. We look at UiPath as the partners, all of our community members. So wherever there is a developer, end user, someone who is not using in a commercial space, but just privately for them acquiring new skills, skilling them up, they are benefiting from us, but we are benefiting hugely from them. They are giving us a feedback. Sometimes it is a tough feedback, that something is not working as they wish. But that's the foundation for getting back to the development and working on a new release and improving something. So for me, this big space of the communities is getting to an extra level of a partner strategy. So not just a purely hardcore, business KPIs, but as well, I maybe said at the beginning, to inspire, but to have an impact as well on both sides. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. There are so many important components, because in your particular case, Mateusz, this context of low code, no code, having the community strong in your boat, being with you, helping you to excel, right, to come up with the innovative solutions. I think you opened another box while talking about your experience and how you look at it. Exactly through the eyes of the innovators. You say these people at the local markets know the pains, they know the challenges, they know what's missing in the what is going to be a kind of a follow-up of the local regulations, right? So you say, listen to them, take their feedback, bring them to your discussion table. Don't exclude them. They know best. So this is this context of thinking globally and acting locally. Both of you, Mateusz and Paweł, you were saying that such a solution as the ones mentioned by you was invented locally by some inventors, the tech innovators, right? There was a business concept, but if you are smart enough, you then take it, you pack it, and you duplicate it at the other markets. That's how we also show up our care about the quality, the product, and the services which correspond with this. Ula, so what's your view here? Again, with so many years of the business experience and the partnership strategies, why do you really need your partners in your boat to operate?
The answer is really simple, because we do not have resources here in place. We as vendors, we just need experience, skills, we need the knowledge, new technology, we need consulting, we need everything. And I can echo what Paweł and Mati said, that right now we are just operating in a different type of the partner ecosystem. What I mean by that is that we have to create to the one single deal sometimes the special partners ecosystem, not only one partner, because we have to deliver different type of the solution. So we need some person who is really great in data. We need AI partner. Look how AI partners changed our market and the partner segmentation. A lot of us, we don't know how to deal with them, how to define them. We don't know how to pay our people, because usually AI partner doesn't resell. This is a partner who delivers the LLM. He can deal with your data. He can create something really great in area of AI actually for the customer. So you need them to open the door and to create the deal you're going to bring the hardware for, right? So we have to work as one big family, which is actually focused on the goal, and the goal is actually business need. So right now we started to switch a little bit from the discussion with IT, with the customer, to the discussion with the business, and we cover the business needs. And, I can just refer what Paweł said about the bleak. I remember the time when the COVID was here, and it was the trigger in the market when the partnership ecosystem, it was totally rebuilt. We've been working together with our competitors. I remember hyperscalers, because I was working then that time for one of the biggest hyperscalers, and we've been working together to address the people needs, because there was, no possibility to go out from home. So we had to start working remotely. So we started to work with small partners to deliver, applications, governmental applications. All of us, we've been working before we've been the competition, but we started to work on the project which brings the value to the society, right? So it's all about the business needs. This is what I'm trying to say, that this is a trigger for the creation of the small ecosystems.
This context, Ula, of giving the value to the society, whatever the value you shape, is critical for you and the whole ecosystem, and whatever is needed to the end customer or the consumers. Each of you is really keeps repeating this context. And I would love to bring the voice of the organization that is hosting this event today, the Strong Women in IT. Some of you, actually all three of you, have been with us for a long time. If I look into what we started achieving when our partnership boat was full of talented, inspiring, and brave people, this is incomparable to what we had before. We have our amazing audience, the community, which is helping each other, inspiring each other. We learn from each other. But the thing is that if we really want to go global, and we do, Anita Kijanka shaped the organization more than 5 years ago as the founder. And when I had a conversation with Anita like a few weeks ago with Justyna, our producer, I keep repeating she's the heart of everything. Thanks to her, we really are here. Everything is going properly. And we also have our data and analytics of all of the women's stories globally. The thing is that Anita said, I never thought that we would be present in so many countries globally. And this mission could really expand thanks to you, thanks to the organizations we work with, because we could learn from you. You are helping us with your marketing engines as well. And you are helping us to go with our mission and influence these amazing ladies to show their stories. From a kind of pure emotional connection that Paweł and Mateusz were bringing to the table, and from this mission, Ula, social mission, as you named this would never be possible without the ones who believe in what we do together and build together this better and more fair world for us and our children. So now, having said that, I'm going to Paweł, who has got so many practical examples of the feedbacks coming on the way, coming from the partners, the massive insights. Paweł, what is the key one? What are the key ones, the key insights that you were given by your partners over the years that helped you not to make a mistake, to rethink your strategy, or maybe to make a different decision just to win and be successful?
Małgosia, I want to start maybe with one practical advice. Now I am on a consulting, I would say, business, so I need also consultants.
You need to be
the audience from time to time. By the way, this is great journey also, guys, and experience to move from the big tech after almost 16 years to big four now, yeah? From time to time, I have discussion with partner, with channel directors responsible for alliances, for cooperation with external channels. And they are asking me about this, based on my experience, how I look forward and how I predict what will happen having this Gen AI revolution, what Ula mentioned. And I have no direct advice, because future on the partners is invisible. What Gen AI will change on our business landscape. We are in the beginning of the revolution. We know that largest impact will be on customer service, but customer service is also partner service, yeah, because it's the same, I would say, example. And my advice is to equip people who are responsible, like partner account manager or partner account executive, equip their in a more this soft skill what Mateusz remind from my first answer today, that maybe some training with the more empathy, how to use empathy on this relationship, to go deeper with the values of these partners, what they are having in the mission statement. This is what Małgosia and Ula brought in the beginning. But not only empathy, but also the moral aspect of the cooperation. Moral, guys, we are in the time where we need really strong, positive moral perspective on our business. And it's not only compliance, it's also
it's much broader.
It's much more broader. This what I propose to several guys, having this years of experience also on mentoring programs. I think last 15 years I was on 3-4 really very successful mentoring programs.
So Paweł, hold. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need to get in for a while, because does it mean that this is coming from now your experience representing the consulting business, or this is also echoing what your partners, the ones that you mentioned, the ones that you meet, the ones that you talk to, are coming with and sharing with you as this insight that you want to share? Is this the second option?
Małgosia, the consulting flag gives me now the rights not limit myself only to my targets and my renewals, my sales plans, but also on some consultants zone where I can develop also my audience, my customer, channel partner, director, manager, that I can discuss also and give this consulting part as a business advices, how to cooperate, how to build the, I would say, protection for the future, that we will secure ourselves, that we equip people in some soft skill set, what is needed for the future business.
By the way, you don't have to convince me, and I'm sure all the
I know. But
that's...
why I mentioned this mentoring, that I propose in a few places on the cross-organization cooperation to exchange mentors, that mentor from vendor will have a mentee from partner, and mentor from partner will have a mentee from vendor. So exchanging cross organization. And by the way, I have first examples of a great results on this. So, mentoring has some mystery behind that. The level of trust, how we are opening ourselves, what topic we are bringing to the table, sometimes is much more deeper, much more human touch versus typical business discussion.
What I and I will dig again, Paweł, and I want to hear also from you particularly, because I know you've got many examples, and you will not run away from the answer. I'm sure there's no intention. What was the feedback, the insight really that made you, besides from this what you just mentioned, this exchange of ideas, thoughts, feedbacks constantly, which is a superpower, by the way, in terms of building relationship long term, the ones that Ula mentioned at the beginning. But what was your eye opener, if I could say so, with the insight coming from the partner, the partner ecosystem, which influenced your mind or even your decision?
The biggest eye-opener was the feedback from several partners when it was not this year, it was few years ago, when one of my closest peers used on the meeting with the new partners, he was, I don't know that it will be right word, brave enough, or maybe he was so focused on his own view on the business that he said, okay, we have beginning of fiscal, you are new partner for me, so I want to show you my targets and how I am compensated that we will have joint understanding what I have on my back.
On my list.
And it was my large eye-opener ever when I've got feedback, because not on all meetings I was present, but from few I've got feedback. Guys, what the
quoting our beloved Professor Płaszczak.
What is behind this guy expectation? Of course I am interested in his target, but this is not my first priority.
So
and sometimes this behavior of distributors from 2000 still exists, guys, on the market, and I am the huge fan to discover this and to convince them to change behavior.
The thing is now that Paweł Jakubik is now really bringing a combination of the real life examples coming from big tech and the consultancy. We heard all of this, and what Paweł is bringing, I wouldn't say it's a soft skill. I would say Paweł is the emotional intelligence into building a long run, which Ula brought at the beginning of the conversation, and the win-win approach. Because what you now described was a kind of a my way or highway behavior, which would never, through this one-side communication, win the trust which all of you were talking about during our conversation. And I think it's such a powerful thing. Mateusz, so what's your view here? What was the waking up comment or insight coming from the partner that you will keep remembering, as Paweł does, for long?
And to tell a bit of a story, you probably need to look at this as a journey as well, because to Paweł's example, we have a tendency to focus on our own KPIs, and then that's probably the behavior of the person you described. And I'm when I look at these situations, and probably had a few as well in my life, or experienced few, unfortunately, I always ask myself a question about the motivation, so why? And that's the question to partners and partnerships as well. Why we are actually doing this? So we describe the way, that we need to look at the objectives and etc. But I explore a few long-standing partners of our business. I ask them why you are still with us. What's there? And I was expecting like maybe there are some revenue goals or market shares they are following. And actually, to surprise you, and this is, Małgosia, to the point you made, it was all about the culture, all about the vision and the bigger purpose. Because they trust and believe in us that we will change the way how the world is operating right now. And of course, there are some elements of a business KPIs behind it as well, but they never followed my company because of the fact of the revenue margin or something else. There was a bigger purpose. And I remember, Małgosia, our conversations at the beginning, if UiPath wouldn't trust that there is an issue on the market that we can solve by promoting a good examples of how we should behave, how we should treat each other, how we should, implement the certain programs, no one will follow this, maybe that will be just a one season journey or something, but we are there because we trust and believe in this. So I think this bigger purpose, mission, sometimes company culture, And I think, Ula, you mentioned about the new market players, whatever they're going to be, AI right now or something else in the future, whatever. But more and more new generation doesn't look at the brand anymore. They don't want to be a partner of something that they know from the past. They want to be a part of something that is motivational for them. Maybe solving a certain problem, maybe acting in a certain way, maybe supporting a certain initiatives. So I think this partnership is about the motivation. It's about the cultural fit as well. And I think it's very important. And if you test it a little bit in your channel ecosystem, there will be very few who follow because of that hard KPI of that much revenue margin. It is important. We are living in a material world, so we cannot skip it. But if there will be nothing extra, I think this is going to be not standing and lasting for years or decades or maybe generations even.
Thanks so much. And Ula, and Ula, I would go to you. And how would you add your point to this super critical discussion?
I can only echo what Mateusz said. The motivation is absolutely valid part. I would add also inspiration. You have to inspire your partners. It's only one way they can follow you, right? But we had the discussion like last week on the one gala when we had the awards. What is actually the one of the most important factors in the cooperation? And the first word was commitment. So actually what partners are expecting from us as vendors, doesn't matter who is the partner, is it a consulting company or AI or what kind of player it is, we have to keep the commitments. So once we're gonna commit that we're gonna work on this particular deal, we have to work with this partner until the death. And there is no excuses, right? This is only one way they feel safe. They can be, profitable. They bring the money and they've got the money and we are generating the money with them as well. So fully agree. Inspiration, motivation, commitment. These are the factors we have to keep and follow, and the partner ecosystem will be healthy with us.
What a discussion it was. I really hope that we still keep the energy of the audience. Guys, I've known each and every of you for many years. We know you as the strong women in IT. As I stated at the beginning, you are in our boat for a long time, and I hope you will continue for many more years. But when I listen to the truth coming from you, your experience, even if I thought that the last 15 years I've been all the time on the road with the partnerships and the partners, you really, thanks to you, I really learn. And I really hope that we gave this context of a food for thought, of the inspiration, and also looking into the partnership as not just one-off, as one of you stated, or short-term task. I hope really that we gave our audiences an inspiration to think about this as a mission, long-term commitment, journey, or a roadmap, as you used, and the context of emotional intelligence for trust, additionally to the basic KPIs which have to be met. You made my day, and I really hope that we made the days or even the evenings of the people who are with us. Thank you so much. I really wish to have you with us for many years. Thank you for being our inspiration and my personal inspiration. And let's hope that people who are in a difficult moment of life because of the nature situation will go out even stronger with the help of the ones who believe in a social mission. Thank you so much. I wish all the best to the people who were with us today.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, guys.